leading. To me, the one who wants to hold on to power and not do and then do anything they can to retain it is weak.
Not just weak.
Is weak.
Absolutely weak.
So you might think you have strength, but you don't.
No.
The true measure of a man or a woman is the one who is able to look at a situation, having held this power, and relinquish it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we're looking at. Look at what it's doing in Tanzania. Look at what it's doing in Sudan. Where a boy of 14 years old is being hung from a tree.
How? How do you
Come
do
on.
that? What has a 14-year-old done to threaten a man holding a gun?
Yeah. These are some of the things that we are seeing. Terrible to have to say, but this is the world that we live in. And if we keep quiet about these things, then we are contributing
to it.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
That forms the basis of the conversations that we have. We'll talk about more of these things as we go along, but we will not be quiet about them. All right, as we get into it, we talked about yesterday, if we have to eat, we have to work.
Even the Bible says that.
Yes. That's what we remember.
So today, I want us to talk about the thing we've just from talking about. Having all this power and knowing when to leave it or to hand it over.
Yeah.
So we're talking about fish. And you see in this game of fish eat fish. But the big fish eats the small fish. And that's the proverb today.
The big fish eats the small fish.
Yes.
It's true. Wow. Maybe I look at it from the small fish's perspective. That you might be gobbled up by something bigger than you. So in that position where you either come together. I just remember, I remember snorkeling once, and you see the little shoal of fish, actually the big shoal of fish. They're all together, and you can actually see them in the water, and that's what they're doing. And they're moving along together. There's the constant awareness that the big fish is somewhere might actually, eat them up. So from that small fish's perspective, do everything you can, eat the thing, move along, because something might be ready to eat you before the day is done. Yeah.
Also tends to, if you look at the life under the water, so when a single crab is walking in the ocean floor, it is highly possible that a stingray will eat it. Right? Easy. But all these crabs come and pile up on each other, and the elderly go on top because they have a harder shell, so the stingray cannot eat them. So that talks of unity and the power that all these crabs are very tiny crab, but once they come together, they're super and mighty strong than the big fish. So at the end of the day, regardless of how small you are, you can still come together and win. But if you are alone as a small fish, the strong will always take advantage of the weak.
So just say Tanzania.
Let's man shout.
Shout.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Our world is a very interesting place, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so the folks, you tuned into the room this morning, and even as we get into the conversation, let's take a minute to just say hello to you. It's good that we do, even as we end the month and as we end the week and continue with this conversation. Thank you for tuning in every morning as you do. Always good to have you in the room, that you're plugged into these conversations. And I thought about this the other day, and I said, whatever it is, whatever contribution you're making to this conversation that we have every morning matters. It does. And that to lend your voice, I mean, in constructive discourse, there is nowhere that is unacceptable. And so with that, good morning, Robert Mbogo. You tuned in from Mombasa this morning. Good morning from Nairobi, Pan-African, we see you. Good morning and karibu sana. Good to have you in the room. Don Sabo says I should ask Okari and Aseto. We'll ask Okari in absentia. Would they like to be, this is the question that Don is asking, whether you would like to be in Tanzania now with Mama at the reins?
The last time I was in Tanzania, I met a very beautiful young lady called Halima. She wants to be a journalist, And every day we still communicate, and she still has the dream of becoming a journalist. And if it means helping her get there, why not? So yes, I would go to Tanzania regardless of whoever is in power, because remember, despite of how bad the situation is, people's dreams still remain.
There you go.
Yep.
So there's your answer, Don. Alex Chaboy says, good morning from Doha City. R says, it's Tanzania's time. It would seem so. Jogo Monica says, good morning, Spices. Thank God it's Friday. Yay! Friday, rather. I don't think we should be too sad about Tanzania. The path to freedom and democracy looks like that. We should wish them well. I agree, Jogo. Peter Kiaria says, good morning. Don't give it 5 minutes if you're not going to give it 5 years. Yeah, I thought about one of my teachers in high school used to say, this thing that's bothering you right now, is it going to matter in 5 years? If it's not, after the 5 minutes, let it go.
Let it go.
Margaret Wajo, he says, good morning, all at the Spice FM Situation Room from Houston, Texas. We are doing fine here in the Lone Star State. Let's continue the great conversation. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much. Simon Kibiru is tuned in. Top of the morning, good people. Congratulations to Samia for beating Suluhu in the just concluded general election. Right.
Samia beat both Suluhu and Hassan.
I'm telling you. Esther Waboy says, good morning, tuning from Komarok. Grace Muthoni is tuned in from Baringo. And Michael Olande, good morning from 1,000 Hills. Uganda must watch what is happening in Tanzania. And no, Mandamano is a Kenyan problem. Okay. Alex Gatoto says, good morning. Looking forward to today's show. TGIF, indeed. Good morning, beautiful people. Tuning from Naivasha, it's raining heavily here. You should have been listening to the show for a while now, isn't it, Daniel? Giorgio Koth is tuned in. Everybody says, good morning to Dennis and EVE. I heard from the president that only Raila Odinga could be his main competition. Yani? Yeah. We actually heard him say that.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he never said this when the man was alive.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
You know, when the man was alive, there's that statement, mimi niko tayari kupeleka huyu mtu Bondo. And you know he did that, He finally
literally
did.
Yeah. So if you felt that this man was your actual competition, I don't know why this was never said when he still had breath. St. Gerald says, good morning. Sugar and spice and all things nice. Here we are. Good morning, fellow Spices. Brian Otieno says, year on year, same shenanigans. Cindy Tibbs Moge says, good morning, Spice FM team. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Tibbs. Always good to have you here. Okay, Rahimtullah Omar says, good morning from Preston. I know the people of Tanzania and other oppressed nations in Africa and beyond would rise one day. You knew it. It was gonna take some time for this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
If you don't say it brewing, then you have no purpose of being in the kitchen.
True. Dr. Venvik tuned in from Tudor, Mombasa. Good morning to you. Tuned in from Kitale is Boaz. The Tanzania happenings is an illustration of how we are the plantations the powerful take us for. Duke says, good morning, guys.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Beyond the gleaming skyscrapers, humming factories, kwa hizi mitasi ufanya biz na tech, zote ni backdrop tu. The real power driving Kenya ni sisi, the dreamers. Sini wala sojituma, the doers, the innovators. Si ndio tunajenga future. Si utafuta unga daily, tujijenge na tujenge jamii. Our businesses zina sow seeds for generations to come. Bidii yetu ndio maendeleo yetu, na tumegrow hizi hustle from simple ones to solid ones. Tukitaka kugrow zaidi, we choose partners with solutions that get us there. Solutions that power progress, step by step. Your dreams zetu come true. You could also power your progress. Join Safaricom Business today. Power your progress at business.safaricom.co.ke.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
We got the smile out of him. Worry not. Peter Goge, good morning. We're still on October 30th. Kindly, what's today's date? Today is the 31st.
31st day.
Allah. You guys are still on 30th. Oh, you guys in the America. That is why, no wonder. A group of rats is called Ratatouille. I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting question. But it's
rats.
just interesting that a group of monkeys is called Parliament. No, literally, it's called a parliament of monkeys. Like a shoal of fish, a herd of cows, parliament of monkeys. Do with that information what you will. Antonina Keheka, today I did not say it. I've been very good so far. Ama, I did. Hey. Zach OK says, good morning. Tuned in from Minnesota, hibernating in the cold. The winter is definitely a coming in the Western Hemisphere. Margaret Wajohi, we see you were busy chasing away Lucifer and his minions. Oh, you guys, that's what you guys are doing, Halloween, where you cut out
pumpkin.
malenge. You guys, you take a knife, you unakata malenge, alafu unaweka taa ndani.
Imagine, chakula.
Then you have then you have ghosts walking about.
Unakata chakula unaweka nje ya nyumba na mataa.
If that's not a darkness holiday, you people in America,
know,
in fact, you
man.
people in America should come.
Let's have a conversation.
Let's
Have
talk.
a conversation.
Let's talk. Since I was a child, I used to wonder about this holiday. How the spirits and the what?
My mother would slap the hell out of your face.
Hello, what?
Chakula unaharibu.
Hello, ngo.
Alango. Enda kaa huko nje.
Can you imagine? You come and tell your mom, can you buy us a malenga? We cut it out and put it on the front.
Yeah.
Food.
You know home, you're like, Mom, I saw malenge at the shamba. Can I
want to
go
use
take
it for
it?
Halloween.
No.
Halloween it.
Toyo ujinga hapa peleka huko nje.
American people, please. People should come and tell us. The Thanksgiving turkey we get.
Yes,
that one is okay.
that
We
one is
understand.
good.
This one, All Souls. What? Hey. So, Sasa, now when you tell us that today is Halloween and we are busy chasing away Lucifer,
You know,
I see you, Margaret.
You know, some of us can't walk at night outside the Langata Cemetery because it's always Halloween, man.
Every day. Christina, good morning. Mwalimu Nixon, Hamisi, following Kenya's biggest conversation. Thank you for being here. Brian Otieno, the media needs to amplify stories of men diagnosed with cancer. If you had the introduction of what we're talking today, then perhaps, yes. Emmanuel Templar, we see you. Antonina, okay, understood. Sheila, good morning, tuned in. Bwangi Juma is also here. Good morning to you. Koskei Keegan, good morning. Always a vibe hearing you guys. Thank you for always knocking in. Dennis needs to be jump-started. He's currently in Chongyong. So we'll do like that.
Guys, be nice.
Surely. Jogo Monica, how shameful is it that Sudan is going through it when Kenya is an enabler? My friend, there are many intrigues to this conflict, and we're going to start looking at them in detail, and we're going to make it a public conversation. Smart Solution says, good morning. Tanzania have Suluhu, still one term for Hassan. Indeed. Obin, Parliament of what? Yeah, it's actually called a Parliament of Monkeys. You also have a Parliament of Owls. That's true. Wenzel is asking me, Ndu, what's the meaning of the name? Ndu means life. So that's what you go. Ndu nim Kenya? No. Ndu, what's the meaning of the name Ndu? Ndu means life. Bunge la nyani. Imagine, that's what it is. Mutufulani, that's your good morning. Good morning to you. Atieno says, good morning. It is cool this week in Kilifi. Yay, in Lisa House Sweater Up country. Oh, no, so you're feeling cold. Tom O, Halloween cheer. Not Halloween. See, Halloween.
No, that's how you'd say it in Luo.
Halloween.
Now.
Oh, really?
So, like, that's exactly how my mom would
say
put
Halloween.
it. Halloween.
You guys. Anne Purnell says, we have too many pumpkins and it's only one day. We do eat the insides of the pumpkin. Pumpkin pie, anyone. But me now, I don't have a problem. If you're taking the pumpkin and that's how you eat, also it's the shell of the pumpkin you guys now use to make the evil spirit. Be what?
How do you prepare a pumpkin without the shell?
No, see now they've taken the insides, then they go and make pumpkin pie. Do you understand?
I still don't get it. Because let's talk about pumpkin, Mama set away, right?
Unatoa all the
So
pulp.
you
scoop out the pulp.
everything.
The pulp.
So
It's just the shell now. Then you can cut the eyes in triangles, cut the jagged teeth. Then they put a light
That's
inside.
a lot of work, man. I just take that thing, split it, put it in fire, and you're good to go. But anyway.
It's not for the eating. The Nairobi says, good morning, comrades. Good morning to you. Moses from Machakos has announced himself and says, we can't Halloween in Kenya. Right. Blissful says, good morning, guys. Good morning to you. And so we see you. Good morning from Kuala Lumpur is Peter Ngugi. Okay, you're in somewhere else already. Was there another Peter Ngugi? Anyway, guys, it's so fun then being able to connect with you in the morning as you tune into the room. So thank you for doing that with us every day as we get into it. Sawa sawa. Let's look into the headlines of the newspapers. EVE, I don't know if the other ones have come. Maybe you can sound an alarm to ask them, what's up? Is EVE there? I'm looking at myself. Okay. Anyway, Let's look into the front page of Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard. Darkness in Dar. Tanzania has exploded into its most violent unrest in decades as furious citizens pour into the streets to reject what they call a stolen election. President Samia Suluhu's whereabouts remain unknown amid a nationwide lockdown, internet blackout, and mounting deaths. With borders on edge and the army warning police against shooting protesters, the world watches as a nation once praised for its calm descends into chaos. That's a brilliant headline. And it really captures, in that headline, as a headline should do, and we're all taught in J school, what it should do, and it captures the situation. So we're going to be looking into that story, of course, and also into other national stories. Jubilee declares Matiangi's ticket bearer and vows to join the opposition. Okay, well, Jubilee, get with it, man.
And they're in the opposition.
They said that they were still in Azimio, so they were the ones who are holding Azimio up like this, because they are the party who was doing what the coalition agreed to do.
But they've always been part of the united opposition, so...
Yeah, but now, see, they were saying...
It's official,
now it's official.
Okay.
Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni was saying before, now it's clear after their meeting.
Okay.
If that means anything. Missing activist rights groups call for sanctions against Uganda. Wait. Now, Uganda is being told, you guys, we know they're there. You know they're there. You know we know they're there. You know we know that you know that they're there.
You know that you know they're there.
Exactly. In fact, you know that you know, that we know that you know that they're there. So how about we just say, look, you guys now, let's shut this thing down and have a proper conversation and bring our people back. Yeah. Because what? If they've done something wrong, put them in the court of law.
You know how Kotu SG would say, what are they saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying? And then the other one, I just not use it here.
Later. Okay.
Later.
So come on, guys. Let's get serious about some things. Now, the Auditor General has flagged massive irregularities in Ketraco payout.
Well, that was steamer.
Sasa, Ketraco, so you know their job is to take the wire from point A to point B. Now, and then Kengen comes in and now delivers the power through those wires. Sindio?
Kapsa.
Now, Ketraco, their job is to connect. Now they can even come and say, sisi tumeleta wire mpaka kwa nyumba. Sasa, sisi ndio sasa tunaleta stima. Tumeshaleta kila kitu ya ndani. Now, in all of those things, they've been paying people people who are not supposed to get the money. So Auditor General is saying, excuse me, Ketraco, come. Let's have a conversation.
Open your books.
Toa. Nancy Gathongo is saying, even you, Ketraco. Do you think she wonders and sits after she does all these audits and she thinks to herself, she has a conversation and says, Nancy, come, let's talk. Now Nancy and Nancy are talking and say, you know what, Nancy, if we collect all this money that is irregular in this country, we'll not be having these problems that we're having. I wonder what Nancy tells Nancy when she's in her space.
How about we just look at all the stories that she's flagged? Let's look at how much that is and just do a tabulation of how much that could be just in 2025.
I think that's a show on its own. In fact, EVE, we need to do it. If we look at the Auditor General's report and talk about this 3.2 billion, this 11 point something billion, this, 700 million, let's actually put it together. We should actually do that.
Let's just collect it and just look at how much you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Don't be surprised that could be Kenya's budget.
Well, next week, I dedicate my homework time.
Let's do it.
My homework time on Tuesday is for this one. Can I see EVE or am I just... she has waved a finger even. So let's actually dedicate our homework time and look at all this money that she flags and flags and flags and flags, and then we can now tell you what that money would do. In fact, that's what we're going to do next.
That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Tundu Lisu, my good friend, says, I will not give up the struggle as he gets a democracy award. I mean, what are the odds, folks? Where he's being awarded for his fight against misbehavior. Suluhu's location unknown as election violence rocks Tanzania.
I don't expect anyone to know him because there's no internet. Her GPRS is out. But remember, she's tweeting. But you know what? If internet is down, she's using what? A VPN.
Very good.
Hey, imagine hata wewe mwenyewe unajitesa.
Sakaja is back, eh?
Guess who's back?
And he then reported to the Senate Education Committee, and he has now defended the billions that have been spent by governors on bursaries. So that's the headline there. While one Gideon Moy is calling on youth to exercise their democratic right by registering as voters. We also need IEBC to tell us. In fact, sasa me kufanyia production here next week. We also need IEBC to tell us how many people have registered so far. Why are we not seeing the ads? We're just seeing politicians putting billboards of themselves telling people to go and register to vote, endorsing IEBC. How many have registered so far? Tell us. Let's look at those numbers. And then you tell us when you think you'll reach 6.3 million.
And we equally need Kenyans to tell us what they're seeing on these queues, because you're getting conflicting information.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nelson Haffy personally walked somebody to a registration center in Westlands because they didn't know it's inside somewhere. He had to and put it on video so that others can see where this place is. You would think that this would be IEBC's job. But no. State moves to allow emergency deliveries in level 2 and 3 hospitals. This is very good. However, if that is going to happen, emergency by definition means that it has happened quickly in plan. Inside this 2 and 3, where you will have the basic stuff, then you need to have all of these things that stop hemorrhage. You need to, if you need to do an emergency C-section, do you have a makeshift ICU? That means if you're going to say that we're allowing you to do this, then these level 2 and 3s need to have the requisite equipment.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
In short, it's a good thing you've done, but please throw in some funds and equip these facilities. Because you say function follows what? Funds follow function.
Funds follow function. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sasa, the teachers, their cover is ending on one side, and they're supposed to now move to SHA. Remember when all the teachers flocked to State House and then they were given PESA? What to do? What?
Yeah.
Their minute medical cover is coming to an end, and the government has said we want all teachers to go to SHA. So now they're wondering, hello, Hodi. Is anybody at home? The thing is finishing. How are we going? Moving. Yeah.
How about every civil servant just goes to SHA? You know who I'm addressing here, right?
I know who you're telling.
Yes.
Why are you shouting?
Because that 10 million shillings cover would really do well in being put in that SHA kitty for everyone to use, you know?
Kabisa.
Because when you talk about 10 million for 300 and something people, that is some good money that SHA would really use. And Kenyans as well to just tap into that money.
Kabisa. But here we are. So KTN is 35.
35.
And people are saying, what? Is it AI? Did we see Raphael Tudju reading the news last night? Yes, you did.
Yes.
And so there are many anchors who've come through these walls at KTN. And so he was reading the news. It was a nostalgic moment where he used to do it. And so if you've noticed the last couple of weeks, there have been people who used to anchor on KTN and just came in to celebrate 35. There are those who told the story, those who tell the story that are being celebrated even as we do. Sawa sawa. So that's what's happening. We'll look into some of these stories in detail. Sasa hizo gazeti zingine bado they are making their way, but the Nairobian is here.
Nairobian iko hapa. Tuanzie wapi?
Let's start.
There is love and lies
Where?
inside Pastor Burale and Rosina battle. And this is a fiery lawsuit. What started as a viral interview between ex-lovers has spiraled into a high-profile courtroom battle, exposing painful secrets, emotional scars, and a test of truth versus defamation.
Okay. 36 pages was her answer yesterday.
Yeah.
The man said he was going to sue her for 20 million. She said, you people saying I'm lying. The woman has receipts from 2012. Emails with responses she printed, and all of them, and said, who are you calling a liar?
Nami be a liar.
Nami, they talk say they lie. Una see what's in that they tell me today. This man wants to tell people say they lie.
Yeah.
See, email where he sent me 2012.
2012.
So say I don't go print and bring them.
There you go.
Take them to court. 36 pages.
36.
Auntie said, not be me, won't use my name, tell lie. Chukwaju. I love it.
You know, on the flip side of things is, because I remember even Mokido himself saying, I sought for, permission for us to have this interview, and I was given the green light.
Yeah.
So how are you going then to canvass that in court? I mean, anyway, let's see. Let's leave it to the courts to go through that.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
And we have time for elders to eat. How elders' blessings became political currency. if you want to run for political office, the elders must bless you.
Okay.
But you also have to bless the elders.
Okay. It's not a one-way street.
No,
Okay.
it's not. These blessings are on a shelf somewhere and they have a price tag. When love, cows, and laws collide, Ogola and called Chebi, dowry drama. Sebi, dowry drama. So there's another one, Tulia Chana, Rudishia ng'ombe zangu.
Is that a thing they're allowed to do?
Seems like.
Or you have to return the cows if you're splitting up?
Tulia Chana.
Oh, okay.
I see some traditions do that as well. I think that happens in Nigeria, no?
Okay, actually, it's true. In some parts.
Yeah, because I think I saw a certain video somewhere where I think a couple broke up. So what happened is the lady returned the dowry, and with that, I think walked around with one shoe. I think that's significant. I don't know what that means as well. So I think it's a practice that is there. It's just not common.
Yeah, if you split up, then, everything before that has to return to status quo.
Yeah. Yeah, so that story on love, lies, and lawsuits is in page 4. And we have these desperate and blackmailed, how poverty got women's intimate videos exposed online. When a distributing video of a middle-aged woman surfaced online earlier this month, social media erupted in a mix of outrage, mockery, and pity. I just, if you guys are in an intimate position and you have these videos, at what point do you just decide to leak them? Also, why do you share?
Stupid nonsense.
Upuzi, let's call it for what it is.
Oh my God.
From peace to praise, how youth choirs are breathing life into the Quaker Church. So Christianity remains one of the dominant religions in the country, with a significant impact on culture, education, and politics in modern society. Christian churches continue to be influential forces across the nation, shaping social issues, contributing to community development, and engaging in political advocacy. Whenever we meet the youth, we remind them that this country belongs to them. By God's design, they might be the ones to lead Kenya longer than we will. That's a fact.
Very true.
It's the youth who will lead the country longer.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear people like Gideon Moyo who's saying already, you guys go and register to vote because it is you who is going to sway the decision. And he didn't say Kenyans, he said young people. Go register to vote, because there is the understanding that it's very clear that it is the young people who will sway the vote, who will get into leadership tomorrow. That is the truth of the matter.
So Mama Ida says, I never imagined becoming a widow at this age. Mama Ida opens her heart, sharing the shock and grief of losing her husband, Raila Odinga, while finding solace in widows' support and reflecting on their 5-decade-long partnership. Now, she says, it surprises me when people start referring to me as Raila's widow, because I didn't know that at this age I would be baptized with a new name, that I am now widow of Raila.
I mean, even with all the fanfare and everything, and people trooping to her house and, visiting from all parts of the world, literally from the world. Indian delegation of the doctors who worked on Raila came to Bondo yesterday. People from all parts of the world coming in to just say, you can imagine in all of that, when she takes a moment to reflect and think, my God, this thing has actually happened to me.
I think when she's alone, in a space that is familiar to both her and Raila Odinga, she remembers he used to sit here every morning. This would be his routine.
Of course.
His toothbrush still is there. Perhaps the robe that he wore last is still hung somewhere. I mean, those are things that hit you hard, that, he's actually not here anymore.
For sure. I mean, may she continue to find comfort. For real. Yesterday, I was annoying people. Can I annoy you a little bit?
I'll annoy you.
Auditor General, massive irregularities in Ketraco payouts. The Auditor General, Nancy Gathongo, has cited massive irregularities in the 12.99 billion shilling payment for way leave compensation by the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, Ketraco, in 7 donor-funded projects. It was not even your money. A forensic audit before Parliament covering 13 financial years running 2010 to 2023 has indicated that compensation was budgeted at 17.02 billion shillings, out of which 4 billion remains outstanding to date. Gathongo's audit was expected to establish the accuracy of the long-standing way leave compensations in addition to Ketraco's compliance with the law. Now, the audit notes, electricity transmission infrastructure is critical for national energy security and economic transmission. Wayleave compensation ensures that project-affected persons are lawfully and fairly compensated for land, crops, and structures affected by high-voltage transmission lines. My son asked me one day, why is there this big mast in the middle of somebody's compound? I said, well, sometimes the infrastructure for power and things like that, or like even telecommunications, needs a booster in this area or a station, and they put it in somebody's land. And he said, for free? I said, no, they are paid. Sasa hiyo ndio wayleave. Persistent arrears and weak controls in this area risk project delays, litigation, and financial loss to government. Why you wouldn't pay this compensation and you have the money is the question the Auditor General is asking. Other issues raised by the audit include the huge variance between the resettlement action plan and the compensation amount, missing documentation for the outstanding leave compensation, irregular compensation based on reevaluation, as well as overvaluation and overpayment of parcels of land. I don't even need to go beyond that. Yes, you have a question, sir, please.
So, in the first instant, we are not paying.
Yeah.
In another instant, we have overcompensation and overvaluation.
Yeah.
So we have three problems
At the same time.
Hey.
And then you forgot delays of even the people that you settled. You've not paid them. Meanwhile, you had the what?
The mullah.
Thanks. Tumerogwa na nini.
And then you see, the company also lacked guidelines on land reevaluations or renegotiations. It failed to provide criteria used in sampling parcels of land to be valued, and it did not support payment vouchers.
Do you know what's going to happen? Ketraco is going to come on Monday and say, but we have the documentation. This is the thing about an audit. They ask for your files, you give them the information, they compile the report, they ask for missing documents that they don't have. You have a period, any audit, not just government, any audit. They give you time to give them the documentation. Should you not provide that documentation, they tell you, okay, guys, on the 30th of October, we are going to release this report. Not that today, tomorrow. They give you time. And they say, this is the audit. They actually give you the report to read before it goes public. If you have any query, raise it to us. We will go back detail by detail and see if we've gotten anything wrong. You have a right of reply before anybody has even said anything. If there are missing documents, you bring. If there is a miscalculation somewhere, you rectify. So that the audit report goes as complete as possible. Now, in the event that you fail to bring this documentation, or you fail to rectify a number that, because to err is human, somebody could have made a mistake somewhere in the computation. In the event that you fail to do that, let me surprise you, the report goes as is. Then you want to come and start shouting later.
Any report by an Auditor General that goes out there, if it lacks any confirmation or any clarifications, is because you as an individual, you as a company, failed to correct that irregularity. You can never go back to the Auditor General and say you published something that is wrong, because remember, before it is published, it goes back to you for confirmation that the report is actually correct. So by staying silent, you confirm it is correct. Silence is a form of communication.
It's consent.
It is consent.
We have a few seconds. Have I annoyed you enough?
Completely.
So I shouldn't read this story.
Completely. You can talk about Tundu Lissu or Suluhu.
So we don't know where she is, but she's tweeting from somewhere, or her handlers are tweeting from somewhere. It could be anybody. It could be anywhere in the world. Of course, she could be doing this, via VPN. But Tundu Lissu, in a few seconds actually, he says, "I will not give up the struggle." Can you imagine if the man had actually agreed to leave prison last week on Friday? This whole thing would have been blamed on him. But while this was all going on, while Tanzania is burning, where is he? He's in the cells.
And you know what the government is doing? Spying on his every move.
No, it's not even spying. Because spying, you have to hide somewhere. Not even spying. This one is just monitoring completely. Yeah. Exactly. But he says, you know what? This struggle to make democracy stand, I'm not giving up.
Yep.
That's what he says at 7 a.m.
Sugar and spice and everything.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.